Let me say this. Jamaica has 1,600 churches, right? The Adventist has somewhere about 10% of Jamaican population, maybe about 12% of about 340,000 Seventh-day Adventists in the little small island, 14 parishes, 146 miles long, 51 miles across, and 22, I think, at the smallest point across. We are located 600 miles at the south of Florida, 100 miles from Haiti, 90 miles from Cuba. Jamaica has a lot of natural resources. We have our Blue Mountain is about 7,402 feet to the peak. And we have Janko Mountain, which is about 3,740 feet. Also, Jamaica have 14 parishes and its capital, Kingston, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Maypen, Mandeville, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Black River, Montego Bay, St. James, Hanover, Lucy, Westmoreland, Sabadamar, St. Anne's Bay, St. Mary, Port Maria, Portland, Port Antonio, and St. Andrew Harvey Tree, and we have St. Thomas, Morant Bay. Small country. Biggest parish and second would have been St. Catherine, I think it is, and St. Elizabeth. Come on down, right? Jamaica, in one time we have 22 parishes. It was cut down to 14. I think it was in 1867, right? Just 2 years after the Morant Bay Rebellion. And Jamaica Farmer Police Fort in 1716 in Port Royal, 1835 in St. Catherine by a man called Ramsey. And then it was re-established in 1867. Jamaica, right, has roughly 3 million people, 120 rivers, known for cassava, dasheen, cocoa, yam, yellow yam, white yam, dark yam. Jamaica known for its ackee and saltfish, national dish. Jamaican is known by Usain Bolt, Shelley, Merlin Ottey, Jackie Pusey, Donald Quarry, Lawrence Rowe, Michael Holden, and Maurice Foster, and some brilliant cricketer in the past, Everton Mattis, Chang. We have a rich heritage. Jamaica also, right through Jamaica, you can find the British name, Mandeville, Manchester. If you're born in Manchester, you're called a Macuan and not a Manchesterian. Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. Right through old Jamaica in Montego Bay and Kingston, we have Darling Street, King Street, Queen Street, Hanover Street, and all of these slavery, right? The residue of slavery is still left in Jamaica. And over the years, in 1692, we have a massive earthquake in Port Royal. In 1688, we have a small earthquake first, and then that was a warning from God. And then in 1692, we have a huge one. 1907, right? We have a next earthquake and fire in Kingston. Jamaica, right? Rich. We in In 1655, Admiral Penn and Venable landed at the Patches Fort in Kingston and took over Jamaica from the Spaniard. Right? And ruled until 1962. Right? Jamaica was taken over by the British. And the British run here. Even now, Jamaican can't go to England without a visa, but yet still, right through Jamaica, we have British name in every knot and cranny, how you call it, in Jamaica. Everywhere you go, there's some British name. We cannot get rid of the British out of our thought and our mind. But one thing we can show off, from 1655 until today, Jamaica respect God. There is no part in our history where we ever denounce God as a nation. God has blessed his country, even though we go through some natural disaster. 1951, Hurricane Charlie. 1957, Kendall crash. 1980, Hurricane Allen. 1986, June flood raid. 2004, we have Ivan, right? 1988, we have Gilbert, right? And right through all, we have some natural disaster. We have a lot of earthquake coming up in the last 2 years. A lot of things are happening. We have some serious political problem in the past. Now the politicians, God work through them and they fix it a bit. Not perfect, far from being perfect, because God alone perfect, but we are mature now. And we are moving on. One time we have only 2 radio stations, now we have radio stations that we can't even know which one to turn to. So we have been a developing country. And we are doing very well, better. But then Satan not like us. So Satan moved his headquarters from where it was, in Rome, the Vatican City, and take it and put it on Jamaica. And Rome has affected every single human being on the planet, including Jamaicans. And when we recognize we have not rejected God as a nation, the Prime Minister, the Governor General, the police, the soldier, every single one of them, anywhere you go in Jamaica, and you talk about God, there's persons who they will sit, listen to you. Even if you talk foolishness, they love God. They might love God passively, but not like actively. And anytime you see a nation start to persecuted Christian, that's the last thing that you could do. It is the stick that broke the camel back. You know what you were doing? We are allowing demons to take over Jamaica. When we see people are persecuting Christians in Jamaica, we know that in the Middle East. I have gone a lot of training, I know. There are a lot of things that is happening in Pakistan and in Israel and Hamas and Hezbollah and Muslim and Buddha and peer fighting and quarreling. But you see Jamaica, 14 parishes, people love people and kind to each other. It's a wonderful country. But anytime you start to get involved in destroying Christians, God have a controversy with us. Blood touched blood, Hosea 4, read on. Blood touched blood, and God have a controversy with Jamaica. And Jamaica is a blessed country. Right? Over 120 years ago, one truck came to Jamaica, and out of that we have 340,000 Adventists roughly. And the church has been increasing. We have more church per square mile. Satan hated that. And the dragon was wrath and sent to me war with the offspring of the 3 million people in Jamaica. And come to me war with God's people. Let me tell you this, people. Jamaican, if you're listening. American, if you're listening. Canadian. Right? Africans. Europeans. The 7 continents of the world. If you are listening and watching this video, I'm telling you something. It's the worst thing that you could do by kicking against a prick. Paul can tell you in Acts chapter 9. He almost lost his whole sight when God said you're kicking against a prick. I am warning you. When you hear Christians speak, leave them alone. God will not hold you guiltless if when God sent out his people. You know Hosea 9:13 says, Israel is self-destruct. Jamaica is self-destruct. We don't know the blessing that we have, We don't know the blessing we have. As a man of God, I have to warn you, be careful. Jamaica live on a earthquake belt. Just look from Port Royal right back to St. Elizabeth. If a little simple 7 come hit us, dog eat our supper. Let me tell you, Jamaican, leave God's people alone. When you touch God, people, you touch God. And God will not hold you guiltless. All that you hear we say are going, The Bible says man will be having heart attack. Luke 21, read from 20 to 30. Man heart will be faint for fear. When you see the abomination, the desolation that's spoken by Daniel, the prophet, it's going to be a day of weeping and gnashing of teeth. You don't see it yet. It's coming. You see when God comes, it's going to be weeping and mourning and gnashing of teeth. Leave God's church and leave God's people alone. God will remove the wheat, the tears from the wheat himself. Leave it for him to do. Just pray when you see a Christian, wish him goodbye. Say hi to him. If you have nothing good to say, leave God's picnic alone. God said, if you touch one of my children, I better. If you put a milestone on you and they can jump into the sea, it can be doomsday for you. Doomsday going to be for Jamaica if Jamaica don't wise up. Touching God's anointing, be careful. Daniel, David said, I cannot touch the Lord anointing. Leave God's people alone. Even the worst Christian, leave them alone because they are calling upon the name of the Lord. They don't understand fully yet, but God will make them understand. I'll say to you, Jamaican, the 14 parishes and its capital, the over 3 million people, individually and collectively, as you listen to this video, share it, subscribe to it, and make everybody know. Leave God's people alone, because you know what we do? We open the floodgates for demons to take over Jamaica when we start to persecute Christians. God will not sit back and see this happen. We can feel it. Trust me on that one. We can feel it. And God mercy while we are not consumed already. Lamentation 3:22. God bless you. I'm thankful for listening. Share it. This video is not about money. I don't want your money. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. What I want you to do, like it and share it. You don't have to subscribe. If you want to, go ahead.